Shalom, y'all Australia. People is like to toss Oklahoma. Once again, I heard pumps up down by Babylon the Great. First thing first, turn to the east. Give our first glory to Yahweh, by Shem, Yahusha, by Sarah Kadai, which is the ancient Paleo Hebrew time. Respect that of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honor. Apostle Elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom. Teach the brothers living the truth. And Shalom to brothers and sisters that's listening and studying to show yourselves approved. So today, y'all Australia, as you can't tell or if you don't know, racial tension is at a boiling point right now. Like you got all nations pretty much going at each other's throat. There's even division in your own nation. You know, you got Edomites, so-called white man, they fighting amongst each other over Donald Trump. And then you got Jake versus Esau, which is a very biblical dynamic. They going at it. When you look at the Austin Metcalf, Carmelo Anthony case, you got a Moabite that just shot Jake in the back. Somebody who's stealing some waters. So you got Moabites, your Asians, you know, Chinese, Japanese, Taiwan, Vietnamese, all of them hating Jake. You got even the tribes is fighting each other. You got Northern tribe, Issachar, so-called Mexicans. They talking about they gonna side with Esau. They fighting Jake, and there's a bunch of division. And the reason that's happening is because it's biblical prophecy that will happen, especially over in Babylon the Great, aka America. Because when the Lord took out ancient Egypt, he made the Egyptians attack each other. So what the Lord is doing is, mirror effect. Nothing new under the sun. So right now you got Americans attacking each other. You got American Israelite, you got American Edomite, both born here in America. And right now they about to fight each other, man. They can't get along because the Lord said we never will get along. So we'll start off first things first. This is Isaiah 19:1. The burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. And the islands of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. So that's division right there. The Lord just said right here that he would do what? He would melt the idols of Babylon the Great. Donald Trump is an idol here in America. Because Babylon the Great is also known as spiritual Egypt, because we get bondage here. So he said he should make Egyptian against Egyptian. We're seeing that right now. They fighting over Donald Trump policies. They're saying, oh, immigrants need to get up out of here. They need to go. They're like, oh, that's cool. But hey, this dude raising up the gas prices, the grocery prices is high. He up here doing all this bread and circus at the White House line. I ain't with that. He need to go. So I'm like, over my dead body. Donald Trump, you is my daddy. I'll do anything to make you happy. So they fighting over that, man. That's a big division.
Yeah, make a split. Like, you got a lot of these people talking about, like he said America first, but now he's over there doing everything for Israel and this and that. So like that's a big division right there in itself. Then you got a lot of Babylonian cakes, man, which is Egyptians, man, going at it with another 2/3. Talking about, oh, we should boycott. Oh, no, we ain't gonna boycott it. This about some cyber situation. It's just a big, nothing but confusion. And the Lord said that in the last days, the Babylon gonna be filled with it. I think I got that here in Isaiah 47:1. And it said, let me get it in it says, come down, virgin daughter of Babylon, sit in the dust for your days. The NLT. Let me get the King James. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no more throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for there shall no more be called tender and delicate. Nobody's calling this place tender and delicate. It's no more looked at as like the best nation on the planet of the earth. And that word dust goes into confusion. And that's what you see around lately right now. Nothing but high confusion, tensions at an all-time high. People don't know what to do. They don't even know whether to turn left or right because there's so much stuff going on.
And further add to your point on that too, a lot of Edomites are starting to see the other Edomites, your Ish Edomites, they get free healthcare, they get free college, they get money to start up businesses. They're like, hey bro, that's our tax money. So now the stupid Edomites, because they've been doing this for years, but Esau just not learning it because of social media. Now they don't care what they politicians got to say. They say APAC, bought out their politicians and bought out their president. And so the American taxpayer money goes to small houses to fund their enterprises, and the poor working class e-mites over here now seeing that, and it's causing division in itself too. They don't care about their politician money. Like if they say if you're an APAC taking that foreign money, they're not about to vote you in no more. And I'm like, fool, they been doing that. They own your bank, the Federal Reserve. So now wisdom not understand has been increased, and now it's showing all the corruption, man. Like Donald Trump was on the Island Man fight. People are divided over that. They're like, he shouldn't be the president no more. He molested little children. And you got certain people like, that's fake news. He's not on no files. And that's this democratic propaganda. That's all that is. And they fighting over that, man. Major division all the way around. And we've been telling everybody that, like they've been saying, like this place is trash. It's no good. It doesn't benefit nobody. But see, Esau never cared to affect them. Now we're saying working class Edomites been affected by a real bad system. Now they call it foul. And they're so dumb, they ain't going to attack the rich Edomites for doing it to them. They're going to say, well, the goddamn niggers, goddamn Ray over there, driving a nice car, and you know, so they're going to take the heat to y'all swallow. Because really, that's a perpetual hatred that's still brewing up in them. And right now, what they're going to do is, they're not going to wait for Donald Trump to give them the go-ahead. They're not going to wait for their senator to give the go-ahead. They're going to go ahead and take matters in their own hands. Like we seen it with that one Edomite that shot up a Jake Perry reunion. You know, he had an AR-15. He called him slurs and he shot it on up because Esau's mad right now, man. Esau thought that his country was going to be made great again. And now they're saying that Donald Trump is failing them because he never could do it. Because what I just read earlier in that precept. He just said, the Lord said, sit down in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. So no man is going to fix this country, man, because this is time for it to go down. And it's in mad confusion. Like I said, in the midst of mad confusion, what is Esau doing? All kinds of circumstances everywhere. We just had the NBA finals. They had a team that nobody was expecting them to win, to bring the shock factor. And they know the Knicks got a crazy fan base, so let New York win. Then where everybody go crazy in New York, chaos in New York. You got the Soccer World Cup is here in Babylon the Great. You got UFC fights on the line. Yeah. So the circus is going major, super major to keep people distracted. Then you got UFO disclosure information about to leak out. They done did a movie, but the government been trying to figure out the best way to tell the people. And look, Aki, it is in me. They did that movie first to soften the blow. So when they tell the people will revert back to that movie like, okay, it'll go like how it was in the movie. That's why I'm going to go watch that movie, y'all, so I'm do a review on it. Because I think Esau is going to do it similar to that movie. They just trying to they want the best angle to capture people's hearts. That way when they come to MOTV, people go for it real easy. Esau don't want the uproar to be too great. Because he has to reel in the chaos. So he don't want the chaos to be so great that he can't reel it in. Because his way of reeling in the chaos is going to be the MOTV. That's going to be the end-all, be-all for your peace and safety and your way to eat. The dollar collapsing right now. Oh, another thing we didn't say, that's all the division, because that precept said kingdom versus kingdom. Right now, America's losing a war right now to Iran. They ain't trying to tell the public they're losing that war. Donald Trump keeps saying, I got a deal in place. I got a deal coming. But you look up, Iran is peltering Israel with missiles. So the whole land's been shot down by heathens right now. But they try to cover that up, man. Worry about the Knicks, man. Ain't that boy Judge Brunson cold? Hey, man, I got UFC fight going on. Worry about that.
And that's exactly what they did in the ancient Rome. That's how you know this is the revived Roman Empire. And ultimately, every time when it was getting real hectic and bad, what did the Caesar do? He throw out some bread and circus. And that's why you see all of these different events happening here to keep everybody in the outside mindset, like hokey pokey and don't know which way to go because they don't know what's going on. Hey, if all the bread and circus was going out, like 2020, whenever C19, everybody looking up and point feet. Like the bread and circus got people dinosaurs.
Got caught in that psychosis that you got AI on here. You don't even know what to believe no more because of AI. So they're stuck in this frozen state and they're waiting on their government to give a go ahead on what to do. And right now the government is just like putting a mass entertainment on there. And like I said, that's to cover up what's really going on. They losing the war. I can't tell the public that. I gotta look strong for the public. You know, I told them we got the strongest military in the world. But yet that military, we gonna look up, you end up to heavy casualties and lawsuits. You know?
Bush was in the pudding too because Trump got exposed for coming out saying, yeah, we're winning the war, but yeah, he's sending 500 more soldiers up there. You're not winning the war if you're still sending soldiers up there. They should be coming home if you're winning the war.
They getting alive.
Yeah.
Iran is picking them off, man. It's very easy.
It took 20 years for them to get up out of Iran. And they were fighting against some niggas and some dresses and some flip-flop sandals.
About Iraq.
Yeah, Iraq.
I guess in Iraq, yeah. God. And Iran got the strongest military out of all them little Muslims. So, man, I'm seeing the L coming. And just like Stephen say, at least the block drew that out. The Israelis did that. Babylon the Great wasn't even trying to deal with none of that. Babylon the Great was trying to, do some bread and circus. Using their idol, Donald Trump. But he's losing steam. Everybody like, my body, they out there saying F you at the games. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they not done with that dude. Like, hey, man, you full of hot air. You ain't delivering on nothing you said you was going to do. And you're like Joe Biden 2.0. Going to sleep during the conferences, Putin and stuff.
I wouldn't even be surprised if something big happened at that White House live.
God. Like, he might get took out. He's talking noise to Biggie. He's talking noise to him. I'm like, bro, that's your boss, man. You called him a sign agent, and it's a rap. Like, don't let your base, your pander to your base get you knocked off. Because we know who run the show. And it's the small hatters. And the small hatters now is losing. That's why they over here begging. They ain't got no allies like that. And the whole world is against them. They couldn't even go, what was that? Albania. They try to buy an island over there. And they like, the people like, absolutely not. So they're like, hey, like a future vagabond. They can't even go nowhere now. The last place they in right now is Argentina.
Argentina, but I heard they were trying. I seen the video. They was getting kicked out of Thailand as well too. If I remember correctly, that Thailand as well. Yeah, I think it was Thailand too.
I can see that. Yeah. Everybody done with them. Yeah. So like if you bring this out right here, I talked about Egypt, being spiritual successor to Babylon Great America. And this is Revelation 11:8. It says that their bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. Well, also our Lord was crucified. And we're about to see that too. If these kids keep kicking up, like you already seen dead bodies happen in New York. They out there just, partying and people coming with the gun and laying people out. So once they get ICE involved, and they're like, okay, I'm done playing nice, man. Go out there, anybody that's brown or yellow, lay them out. And once it be mashed, unalive, and ain't nobody gonna try to run and do no funeral. Once all hell break loose, like if you die, that's what you're gonna lay at. Like the scripture say, you're going to be like food for the crows. Your body going to be stinking. Ain't going to be no funeral service, man. But they have it right now. Iran shut down the whole grid. They shut down the grid. It say Iran did. Everything is set in place and set in motion, man. For political process to take place.
Everybody's online already talking about the Great Blackout. I can't wait till the Great Blackout. There's going to be a lot of generations wiped out a couple things.
Like the first stuff. They talking about the lights cut out. I heard Edomite say that too. The lights cut out, we're gonna attack, black people. They mad about their case. Oh, they mad about Tug the Builder. That dude was creating a bunch of tension going around, trying to raise fake Jake. And they mad because he's in jail still. They like, the lights go out, man. I'm just gonna lay out all the black people I can see. I'm just so ready for it. So you got Edomites calling for the race war, man.
That just let you know that old ancient hatred from Esau all the way in Genesis is still here today. God. In fact, this is Ezekiel 35:5. It says, behold, thou hast had a perpetual hatred. Thou hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamities, in the time that their iniquity had no end. So it's that perpetual hatred. That's a hatred that's never going to go nowhere. A consistent, constant hatred. And that's what you see today. That perpetual hatred, that old ancient hatred from all the way back then in the beginning of the book.
It's only gonna get worse, man. I'm gonna get another precept. They that what we just said right there, where Esau wants the lights to go out, they did a little bit of that during Hurricane Katrina. When stuff went bad, they would hunt Jake out, and Jake couldn't go. Yeah, Jake couldn't go down the block, or Esau would
You gotta think about it. They know when is the perfect time for that. Because we gotta think when we call him Esau, you gotta remember to go back to the origins of Genesis. Esau is a cunning hunter. So it shouldn't be surprising when they're looking for the right time, they're waiting for the right time to strike. And that's how these devils operate, man. So in a time when it's very chaotic, when a time where the police cannot enforce the law, that's the perfect time you got to be on your P's and Q's like that, man. And that's a perfect example when they brought up when I by our yard they brought up the Hurricane Katrina case. There's documentaries about that. That was the time where the police could not enforce the law, and Jake was being slaughtered at that time.
bring this up right here. It's Proverbs 3:31 says, "Envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways," man. So you got a lot of Jake, man, are really heathens. They envy, Esau, and they look to, imitate him, emulate him. That's why China's the way they is. That's why they got loose. You know what I'm saying? I know that's why a lot of these heathens hate Jake. They hate Jake because Esau hates Jake. You got tribes hate Jake. There's them envying and emulating the oppressor, man. Esau, he was so-called white man. They emulate. Even I think about even Judah. You little gangster, you little hood rat. Hood culture is emulating Esau, man. That's his ways. He started gangs. That's what Jake don't realize. Repping Crips and Bloods, and you unalive your fellow brother, you acting like Esau, man. That's why Esau promotes that in his music. He likes all that gangster stuff because it keeps Jake in a lower state. And he wants Jake far away from the truth as possible. And when you in that hood mentality, that's a straight carnal, wicked mentality to have. Even like Jake took something that's like wretched, they call it ratchet. When you look at the word wretched, it means bad, foul, evil. Jake made it like a badge of honor. Like, oh, y'all like us, he ratchet. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he ratchet with it. Oh, yeah, that Jake right there, he ratchet. I'm like, see, y'all done curse yourselves, man. Ain't nothing good about being ratchet or being wretched, which is the real word. Jake took it and turned it into ratchet. And they ain't there, commercialized. To where women think it's cute to be ratchet. And men of the Lord don't like ratchet females. They're going to be leveraging their own devices. Esau come down with that great wrath. And the devil come down with great wrath because his kingdom is trashed out. He done lost it, man. He never part of this. They're a rug. Now he want to keep over like that one like to kill that king. I heard he had lost his money in the crypto businesses. And see, he took it out on Eve, man. She probably talked slick to him. He just choked her out.
That's what it is. When this place go down, they're gonna find a way to blame it on Jake some type of way. And they're gonna come like a full body out of it. And everybody already, you can see that right now, they don't mind. Everybody's blaming Jake for something when they really should be blaming Esau for it.
That goes into that precept following they said Esau pursued him with the sword. Ezekiel 35, I think about the third verse, when he talked about that, how he continued that perpetual hatred, but he said he continued pursuing his mother with the sword. And that's basically what Esau was doing now. He's trying, and they're blatantly saying it throughout social media.
Esau is the sword, man. He is that. This is Ezekiel 21. We start at 8. It says against the word of the Lord comes to me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say this. Say the Lord. Say a sword is sharpened, and also purpose. It is sharpened to make the sword slaughter. It is purpose that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? And that's what you see Jake doing right now, making mirth all happy because all this bread and circus. All that is doing is easy for you to get knocked out. You just look at that movie, The Purge, where Jake was over there partying on a black party and having mirth in the time of calamity. And next thing you know, started dying. Happy state, you should be in the house of woman. And it says, she then make mirth. It son in every tree. It says, and he that is given it to be furbished, that it may be held, it may be handled. The sword is sharpened, it is furbished to give into the hands of the slave. Cry and cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be the princes of Israel. It says, terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh. So the Lord is going to allow Esau Edom to come down with great wrath. That's Jacob's trouble. Not only not only going to be Esau coming down. That's why you're seeing a heightened tension between everybody against Jacob. You see Moab, you see Ammon, you see Ishmael going against him. You see tribes of Israel going against each other. So that's Jacob's trouble right now.
And that's pretty much judgment from Yahweh to Yahweh Shah, because you can't forget what the Apostle Peter said in 1 Peter chapter 4 and 17, that he said judgment will begin at the house of Israel. And that's why we're seeing this last judgment. So a lot of these people that have been judged is pretty much 2/3 of the nation of Israel, because they don't want to get right. Okay? And that's why when we read these scriptures, we constantly warn you and let you know that Esau Edom, the so-called white man, and his allies are gonna come down on you, okay? And so real quick, this is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 10, and it says, "Behold," all right. And anytime you hear that word "behold," it's basically saying the Lord telling you to watch. Okay, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. Woo! And there it is. So that's the art for darkness read that precept where we talk about Esau sharpening up their sword. That's what that sword is for the nation of 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Okay, because they constantly pick Yahweh Shah off every single day. Remember, he was angry at the wicked every single day, man. Okay, so it says, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." Okay? And it said, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with land as before, and will destroy all the land thereof."
Ooh, I love that precept. It covers so much ground on it. You gotta think he said smiting with plagues like before. You got pestilence going out right now. You got ticks eating up the cattle. Oh, screwworm. I do nothing today. Talking about screwworm eating up the cattle. Trump did that term thing that flagged the crops. I seen dead farms in Arkansas, dead farms in Kansas. So the crop is not yielding like it used to. They're not gonna get the cattle yield because of the screwworm and the ticks. Maybe the ticks is biting the deer, so no more deer meat. You know, Esau love that deer meat. That's out off the table. You know, so the Lord is really like flagging this place heavily, man, with all kind of pestilence. When they talked about antivirus earlier, Ebola, they didn't get no legs because the circus is loud, so loud right now. Everybody's partying. Y'all good. We're not blocking that. So everybody's partying right now and making mirth to where ain't nobody really paying attention to the plague that's in Babylon the Great right now. They flag this place heavily, man. And it's coming on them unaware. It's kind of like that flood that Noah was preaching to, man. You know, so everybody too busy partying. You know, you got Eve shaking up butt with a baby strapped to her chest. You want to take her butt so bad. They got enough circles for everybody. Like this circus right now. We're playing a baseball game right now. Baseball going on right now. So you think these people are they happy? They're not looking at it. You got the war. You might be in. Like I said, they supposed to be destroyed. When this dude's farm get destroyed, what you think he gonna do? He got guns. And he gonna go over there, Jake over there, garden is flourishing, farm is flourishing. So Jake is going hard. Jake's farm's not being affected by it. So what are they gonna do? Because Eli got all kinds of guns. He's a farmer. You know, he's talking pride in his sword. So he's gonna take them guns, he's gonna go over there and catch Jake slipping, man. You know, Jake ain't paying attention. We talked about earlier about how Jake is just so oblivious to what's going on. He's gonna go right over there, pow. This is my corn now, and I'm gonna sell it.
That's why.
And then look, we said we're gonna open up camp. If Esau unallows Jake, there's gonna be no justice right now. We're seeing that with the Carmelo Anthony situation. They're gonna blow that under the rug, like, hey man, unresolved case. You know, we don't know where he got that corn from. You know, they gonna cut little deals. Go ahead. All right.
And that quick precept, I'm just quoted, but it's in the book of Ecclesiastes where King Solomon said it's better to be in the house of mourning than the house of peace. And that's what a lot of people is pretty much in the house of peace. You know, I just mentioned that we got a baseball game going on right now. That's why a lot of people walking by today. Okay, and there's been stuff going on all week. Basically this whole summer, there's been stuff going on. Yeah, all of that, man. So there's been a lot of house of feasting right now, and nobody's paying attention. And then Yahweh Shai even warned us as in the day of Noah. So this is Matthew chapter 24, in verse 38. He said, "For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark." And then he said, "And knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be."
See, this new flood ain't gonna be with no water. It's gonna be with military agents. Right. They call them ICE agents. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the new flood. It's gonna be military troops. I think they talking about calling the National Guard in New York right now. And they say they turned it up too much, man. Somebody got shot and killed. And there's been a lot of mass shootings going on too. You know, was there Ohio? One in Texas. Yeah, so it's like mass shootings going on. All kinds of partying, circus. They said, man, it's like the Lord is overloading these Babylonians, man. They get overstimulated.
That goes back to that same precept I read, which says a sword has been sharpened, should you then make mirth. And a lot of people are making mirth in the time where the sword is being sharpened. And now, actually, the sword is starting to be swung.
It's swinging. Regular everyday Israelites is swinging. You know? Shooting it and everything. You know, was that Ezekiel 21st chapter you brought about? Okay. Shalom to the Ak Jeremiah Gabar. He had it on the comment board too, man. So that's the spirit right there, man. And we're trying to warn our people, and they tell us to shut up. Even got Jakes that's in the military that know the sword coming. I'm like, bro, you right there. Remember something that Jake?
Yeah, I'm like, man, I don't understand how you're not paying attention. I'm only paying attention like this, bro. Like I just be working on things. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, I said that looking like, boy, this dude retarded. Like, yeah,
you right there at the source. Like, you, hey, that's how we do it by how y'all. I was like, hey, I'm about to get the cram of the cram, like to get the information at the source. Yeah, we know more than this.
Yeah. I was getting excited. Like, oh, you in the military? Yeah. Hey, let me know these. Oh, no, I just got to do the fight.
They got me in the
yeah. I was like, oh, this dude retarded, man. Then he hurt, so he cast the truth behind him. So I'm like, oh, yeah, you really gonna get worked over, man. Like, then he try to say, like, well, we're gonna be here 50 years from now, 60 years from now. He's trying to get up like, nah, bro. Your government talking about a UFO disclosure, man. That's something new. You're not dealing with it. He trying to say you're doing the same things our forefathers. Like, nah, this is kind of like, it's kind of the same, but it's some new stuff, though. We didn't hear the UFO disclosure in the 80s and 90s. Plus, this economy wasn't as bad either. Right. I'm talking about had a good economy in the 80s and 90s. Gas was cheap. Doing all right. Gas is cheap. Now we paying what? Average $3 to $4 a gallon. More than that for our brothers on the coast. They paying more than that. Groceries is high.
That's not having diesel.
God. Yeah, you paying what, 5 or 6, huh?
Yeah. That's why a lot of these truckers, it's a trucker prices too. So like it's getting bad for the truckers, so food ain't gonna go to the stores.
If they payment, the Lord called for a payment. We're telling y'all, so the payment coming. I'll shut up, nigga. No, it ain't. And now you can see it's coming like full. Talking about full blown payment. Like I said, you got the trucking issue, and then you got the farms. They ain't growing no crops. I seen acres and acres of dead crop, y'all. So they said the fertilizer comes out there straight. Straight up, Mars is closed. Why is it closed? Because you elected dummy and chief to be in office. He compromised. He started the war and got it closed when it was open. You know, they did that on pride. They don't know, like, oh yeah, we got our guy. He gonna make it great. He gonna do this, this, and that. And you look up, and man, he just made everything less affordable for you. Because what he did, he made it worse.
And remember, he said, "I don't care about American finance."
Oh, that's what I like too. I like the Lord got a real red-bellied devil up there that don't give a damn. So it's like he makes it where like they about to have a mental breakdown. They can't like argue with us about it. They can't argue with us about it no more because the devil said out his own mouth. So I don't care about y'all finances. I'm making sure they don't have no nuclear weapons. So they can't be like, oh well, this and that. They used to have a little, somewhat a talking point. Now that's why they mad at me at my job now. Hey, you can get these on the work right now, man. You doing this? You're the president. Got that UFC fight. This dude had a dirt bike rally yesterday. What type of stuff is that? That ain't how you make it great. He did a slush fund and bragged about it. They got all caught up. Everybody like, God dang, dude, did they get any brain cells still working?
It shows that he's a liar because when he ran on making things affordability. Then like halfway through when he got elected, he said affordability. We're not worried about affordability. That's a Democrat made up narrative. It's a Democrat term. Some leftist stuff that they made up. That made me look bad.
I had a good time, man.
Shit, recently, a couple of months ago, about the finance. I don't care about your finance.
Now we got proof that both parties are pretty much right. That's what it is. You remember when Joe when he ran for president, we're not going to mandate they do. 6 months later, my patient is running here.
That just goes back. That just shows you the truth of the scriptures, because it says the wicked go straight from the wall speaking lies. Like that's all they do. They lie, still kill the truth.
See, that loses credibility with your government. That's why I think it's going to take the play. They're not going to regard their king and prince. They're like, bro, you done lied to me. You done lied to me for years and years and years. Why should I listen to you? So now you're going to have like little militia groups of Edomites. They're going to say, we got to make America great. We got to protect the Constitution. Come on, Billy Ray, Billy Bob, Jimbo, get your guns. They're going to get in the back of that pickup. They're going to ride down Jake neighborhood and terrorize Jake. And if they get shot at, they're going to be crying and stuff like that. Why they do us like that? Like, for instance, I seen that. I might do a lesson on that. When that Graham Jr. got shot up, all the women was crying and couldn't, like, you know what I'm saying? That like stuff ain't going on. Like, Esau ain't telling you in his government that he want to get at you.
They believe that lie. Ain't nothing going on with like people say it's 2026, man. Ain't no racism. Like, now they believe that shit.
They showing it. They redistrict, taking away your voting rights. This dude got Project 2025. He'll bring on that. What's that one devil's name? That bald head, little nerdy. What's his name? Stephen Miller. Is that his name? Yeah. He'll come out there like, we're gonna do this or we're gonna do that. Like they're telling you in the public. They just don't say the name, but they're telling you like we're gonna come down on you hard. What they gonna do is they're gonna try to label you an immigrant. That's why they're trying to take away Jake's U.S. citizen. Yeah, U.S. citizen strategy. Like one of the politicians came out and said we're redistricting because we want Trump to take the 14th Amendment to the Supreme Court so we can get it overturned.
I think they use the term like revisit the 14th Amendment. Some bullshit.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah.
But they telling people, the public, like
Right.
they people paying attention.
Right.
They tell you like, I want to strip your citizenship away. Once I do that, then I can treat you any type of way. I can put you in a concentration camp. I can put you like even Donald Trump just said it, man. He won't take in the field and in the factories. He want their free labor back. That's what made America great was the free labor. So now this devil go like, oh, I got to bring that back, but I got to do it, with legislation. And I want to do it where they don't even know I'm doing it. They just go easy, but it's not going to happen because the prophecy that we're telling our people, this is what the devil's about to do. This is what they doing. They trying to stole. Remember we talked to that Jake at the last camp where I got on him hard, he couldn't stole no more. I had hit too many pressure points. And he just made himself look stupid trying to say, well, no, it ain't, no. I was looking in his face, man, when I was saying that. I seen the fear. Hit him. Like, yeah, bro, you better think about this stuff, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Because your battle buddies ain't going to have your back.
Yeah, man, that part say they do go out there see some landmines and then straight on this butt.
They say you're working on planes, you're going to be on the front line.
And Esau going friendly fire. Yeah, it's not. Hey, what that PJ says he got to cleanse and purge the military.
And that's that. A lot of people don't know that's what was going on in the Vietnam War. A lot of people, a lot of those so-called Negroes, soldiers that were coming back, they were saying that stuff. They saying that like the friendly fire wasn't necessarily it was on purpose, it wasn't accidental. And that movie Platoon. That old cool movie with Platoon with that movie they said the soldiers of the Vietnam, they said that was a perfect description of what was going on while they were fighting the Vietnam.
I might watch that again. I might revisit that.
Yeah, that how they were doing friendly fire and leaving they battle buddy behind and shit like that.
I've seen that. Wasn't it like a Jake versus Esau type of thing?
Yeah.
And Charlie Sheen, he's like, man, leave him out there. Charlie Sheen like, man, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, you gonna purge him out.
I can tell you, like, to my pop, because, you know, he's veteran, and he talked to other people that was in the Vietnam, and he told me that it was a pastor. It was a pastor for a church that used to be in that was part of the Vietnam War. And they was going there with their feud. And he said that he actually threw a grenade at the Edomite, but it was a dud. He was like, that's how bad this shit was. Friendly fire. He was like, yeah, he was so mad that he threw a grenade, but that Edomite was lucky.
Yeah.
He was lucky.
That said it's gonna be bad like that. I see the military split.
Yeah.
I see the military split. They try to combine the military, U.S. military, with the IDF. If you don't know what the IDF is, that's the Israel Defense Force, Joshua. And I can see some of the generals like, nah, man, this is U.S. military. I don't take orders from you. And I can see that being a battle. That's gonna be that's Egypt versus not Egypt versus Egypt, but that's Edomite on Edomite crime. Because them small houses, them is Edomites. These American dudes over here, them is Edomites too. You know what I'm saying? Over here, we do this like this in America. We say, hey man, forget what that say. We Israel, we taking on, we doing it like this. And that might be a fight just right there, man. That wasn't a good move, man. The Lord, like Esau trying to bring his military, combine his power together, but I can see the Lord gonna split that up. That's gonna break up. That's why they're gonna say they might label Donald Trump like a foreign terrorist or something. Like say this dude, he's not protecting American people. He got a foreign military over here telling us what to do. What type of stuff is that?
I got a criminal to bag you up. This is Matthew 12 and 25. And Yahweh Shah knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against himself is brought to desolation, and every city and every house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan shall cast out Satan, he is divided against himself, how then shall his kingdom stand?
And after that, he said, won't. And we said all the division to break it up, man. These Edomites are more divided ever in my lifetime, man. Esau used to be on point. They used to all be together and be on point against Yahshua. Now we look up, they fight each other harder than they forgetting about y'all. That's why Yahshua coming up a little bit. Because Esau's forgetting about that fight. They should be fighting each other. They all Democrat. You a Democrat. Oh, no, you a Republican. You stupid dude. You a Sleepy Joe. I'm with Trump. Man, Trump go to sleep too. What you talking about, man? Dude going to sleep on Congress and parties, this and that. And you got higher gas prices than my president ever did. And you should vote for Kamala. And they fighting over that, man. I see you guys, man, like tear each other up. Family hoes is getting tore up. Households.
They fighting over the Carmelo Anthony situation.
A
lot of Edomites is with Jake, and some Edomites it's with Nicola.
And they're divided on the gender thing too. The Edomite woman now wants to mess with the Israelite man. She don't want the Edomite man no more. You know, that's pissing Esau off. That's why they got in Project 245. They're trying to force their women to be with them. Like the handmaid tale. They like, I'm gonna take your rights away, and you gotta lay down with me. You can't lay down with Tyrone over there. I can't compete with Tyrone, man. Tyrone gets there, blow the box up. Esau can't go behind that with his little tootsie roll. Little pepper. You can't do that, man. Plus they weird. They stink. They don't bathe good. They said she smelled Jake smell like Kinder oil. Jake coming with, you know what I'm saying? Got the cocoa butter, got the locks, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jake is coming with that raw stuff that all women want. I know the Israelite man is sought after by all women all nation. Why Moab get mad too? The Moab women won't Jake too. Ishmael women won't Jake too. Like, everybody compete for Jake. Jake man right now, hey man, you mean this truth, man. Hey, it's all for you. So that's why you see the tension coming up too. You know, Esau, he's like a real, you know, what I say? He's a simp dude. You know, the romance comes from Esau, man. You know, they got a soft spot for their women. So when he see his woman that he wants, that he desires, and she get in the car with Jake, you know, he gonna start up a little a group. You know, Patriots Front. We're gonna go out and unalive Jake, man, because they're taking our women. You know, so they're breeding us out. Like Esau Holly right now got a replacement theory. I'm like, shit, you damn right, man. That's in the scriptures, homie.
Elon Musk even brought that up.
Matter of fact, he started a riot in Europe. Elon Musk started riots in Europe, man. He got this fight immigrants over there. So it's like he doing this thing in Europe, and then Trump doing this thing over in Babylon the Great. And that's why Europe is on fire. You're right, Elon Musk, he spreading that hate out, man. That's why he trying to like make a bunch of babies. I think he doing this stuff artificially. Test tube babies. I don't think they do it as a real human no more. I think he got about 5 MOTVs in him. You know what I'm saying? He be buffering, he can't talk good. I'm like, I don't want that stuff right there, man.
He got to go back to his office to sit on the charger.
Yeah, they got to put a charger back in that one. That one got a USB port in his back. You know what I'm saying? So, and then even that's the vision on that. Remember Elon Musk, Donald Trump's getting into it. Remember Donald Trump kicked Elon Musk out like, okay, your little PR run is over with. Get out of here. Take your butt back to Europe. I got it. They was together for a minute. They started banging over how to do the finance.
I've been seeing that on national TV. Elon Musk's son disrespecting Trump.
Yeah.
So
that means Elon Musk told his son something private. When they got in front of Trump, he went ahead and let it out because his son ain't got no filter. Yep. So that shows that's the vision. They not really on lead. They just doing it together a little bit just to use the money to get the troops in place and to get the MOTV in place. That's an uneasy alliance. I know it wasn't gonna work. Elon Musk think he big dog. Donald Trump think he big dog. They will never mix.
So the old saying goes, too many chiefs and not enough Indians.
Nah, there's too many chiefs. I knew that wasn't gonna work. Man. And this dude's about crypto. He's still about cash. This dude's on old school oil. He's about electric cars. Now he eventually, went into it because that money. Donald Trump like a woman. You give him enough money, he'll do anything. I think you can get that dude to, swallow some seeds. You got no bread, and that right there called the division. We'll tell Esau that, and then you'll see Donald Trump sell out or say something crazy, and they ain't got no rebuttal to that. Like, oh man, he did say he don't care about my finance, so I can't argue that. He did start a war after he said no new war, so I can't argue that. Then he can't get us out the war. He said he's got to have a deal every day for the past 2 months, and there's no deal.
Yeah, but they been saying like we don't want to talk.
Yeah,
we done talking.
Yeah, they done talking. So he just doing that to save face. You got a deal going. I'm like, how you got a deal going? I just seen him shoot some missiles. You ain't got nothing in place, dude. You dead in the water, man. You a puppet president, and everybody can see you. And that's causing division. Some people be like, hey, bro, we gotta accept. We gotta, bite the bullet. This dude no good. So I'm like, nah. Let him run. He got it. Let him still do it, man. They like, man. Yeah, like, come on, man. Take the kid off, man. He no good, man. Like we looking bad. The bad people, they right. Look at them. They like, no. Oh, my dead body, man. My president. We gonna ride it. Hey, we gonna ride it to the boat sink. When they ride it till the wheels fall off, that's Esau. He gonna ride this up to the wheels fall off. Like the wheels is gone. This devil run on both flats.
Yeah, by now he on the rim. Like,
yeah, man, he on the rim on this sucker, man. Papa Grady thought it's cooked
down to the boat.
They already hit 3-4 cars.
God, it's cooked, man.
3-4 cars and it's parked on the side of the road.
So now we're just waiting on that sword to come out. Now we're waiting on Esau. But it was Revelation 12:12. But he gonna come down great wrath. The time is short. We waiting on that wrath. It's been kindled up now. We waiting for it to get big, man. They like, you know what? Put your hood on. We're going KKK style. We're gonna claim the block, man. And it's gonna be a bloodbath. Me and Darcy went this earlier that they got swords too.
So it's gonna get bad because this is Jeremiah 9:22. It says, "Speak thus saith the Lord, even carcasses of men shall fall as dung upon the open fields, and as heaven after the harvestman, and none shall gather them." And so let you know, hey, it's gonna be dead bodies on the street like dung, like shit, man. Nobody get on the street. Everybody's gonna be at each other so much. Everybody's gonna gather them up, kill them in graves.
They said in Revelation 11:8 to the T. Both the preachers saying the same thing, like, you know, funeral service, man. Because it's gonna be too much chaos.
Y'all filming?
Yeah. It's gonna be so much chaos out here, man, that ain't nobody's gonna be able to we got you a little funeral. You gotta go get down, man. It's gonna be like a chase rope. You know, you gotta have the Lord with you, man.
That's like what Elder Apostle Hard just said. Like, basically, that's Jacob trouble right there.
Nah.
Because Jacob trouble is everybody's trouble. That's what he always say. And it's obvious to that point, man. Like, think about that. Like, we're gonna walk past dead bodies and not even gonna have funerals. So that means the merge is gone from America get Babylon the Great. That means there ain't gonna be no more service, no more merge that's getting ready to take place. This little merge that you see right here is gonna die down and it's gonna be the last. Now after that it's gonna be war, all out chaos.
The last little bit of good time.
Yep. And Babylon Great gonna be invaded by another country. That's gonna happen, man. When they see this country is weak and it's all, imploded, one of the countries will be like, oh, now's our time. Let's go, take some land back, do a land grab. I'm gonna get this right here. Hey, shout out to my aunt Jeremiah Gabar, man. Y'all watch this well, there, brother, man. This is 2nd Ezra 16:17. Woe is me, who has delivered me in those days. Verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great warnings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars and the power to stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What should I do when these evils shall come? And see, what you should do is call on the name of the Lord, look for the Lord to guide you. But see, if you don't know those things, you're going to look for a part of me, and that's going to get you unalive. The Lord to say right there, famine. And famine is going to lead to all the great wars, man. They're going to be fighting over let's call it an energy crisis. They're going to be fighting over oil, gasoline, food, clean water.
That's going to trickle down to the basic Americans, the basic Babylonians, man. Because, you got the have and have not effect. So, shit, once somebody have something and, you smell somebody barbecuing or cooking something, and you ain't got no electric or nothing, you'll be like, oh, this is over here doing something. Oh, yeah, we're going to go over there.
Oh, you got a generator? Oh, yeah, I'm about to take that.
And that goes back even deeper into second edges, where it says there's slaughterhouses with the sword for the lack of goods.
Great tribulation.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15. We're starting verse 14. And it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draws nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and sword in their hand. For there shall be seditions among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. The course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Ooh, we can really go into that right now, man. All kind of factions and divisions is being built up right now. The way it can come from anywhere.
People already not regarding their kings and princes. People don't even give a fuck about what Trump got to say no more. That's why you see these Edomites saying, fuck Trump, I'm going to go ahead and just ride on him myself. That's why you see the dude shoot up the goddamn family reunion. He was waiting for Trump to give him the order, but Trump taking too long. Same with the judge to build the situation.
Yeah, he got tired.
He got tired, so he was like, I'm going to just try to force these niggas into jumping me so I can shoot them down.
Make the aggressive so they can finish narrative, but it backfired. Matter of fact, he had to be the aggressor. And he ended up shooting his own damn self from the courthouse. That's how the Lord did him, man. But he was trying to get their narrative going. And matter of fact, he got caught. He had a manifesto, a text. He said that his whole point was trying to start a race war. That's why he in jail now. I'm like, dummy, you got all the evidence against you. So we're not making this up, man. This Esau saying that. This devil ready for the smoke. He won't that war, man, because his numbers is low. And they want to take our numbers down. They want to take our numbers down for war. He want to do it right here on American soil. He don't want to wait. All they got to do is find enough radical Edomites to band together, get some bravery in them, and there you go.
And all of this information is further and further prove that these are the devil. This is Esau, even so-called white man. But that right there just reminded me of exactly how Esau and Jacob was in the garden. When Jacob came home and he sold his birthright for one morsel of meat. And you saw how he was impatient in order to get that food. And that shows you why these devils is the way they are, man. They're very impatient. Very impatient Christians.
Can't wait on Trump no more. I gotta go right now, man.
That's why they moved on me 2 miles away.
They stay all
They can't even wait for shit.
That's why, every time you see them cook some chicken or something, the chicken is all white. Like,
Right.
older than you.
Yeah, so it is going down, man. You got all like the nations, like even tribes of Israel is all against each other. You know, about to fight. You know, the whole reason they got to fight is because of Esau. It's just the ignorance of it. You know, they're not looking at who's the common denominator in all this trouble. Who is that? So-called white man. But, you know, they get a little cookie from the white man and they like, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to fight on his back. They think Esau going to win. Not knowing Esau about to lose this. This Esau's last call for alcohol, man. This devil cook. You know? And they're going to go right with they master, man. That's Isaiah 13 and 15. Hand join hand in hand. You're going to go down. You got to tell them that, man. You better get away from Esau, man. Esau hot right now. Lord got exactly. Lord got a great inquisition on Esau. Like I said, you mentioned earlier, he's mad with the wicked every day. So it's best to stay away from me, man. And if you still got simple Jake going out to the woods, I'm going with Bubba. You know, we just see the Jake walk around and eat him like, bro, he gonna set you up to go somewhere to cook out, and they gonna let you out.
Hey, they gonna cook his ass, boy. He's a big dude, man.
Yeah, like, lead him out to the
He gonna
boonies.
feed him for a couple of months down there. Fuck.
Lead him out to the boonies, and they gonna let you put it, all right? Why? Because you know what time it is. And that's his fault, man. The truth done went out. He just walked right past it like it wasn't nothing, man. He should have stopped in the car to go like, hey, man, what's up with this World War III stuff? I know that's what I would do if I didn't have a truth. You know, I see some brothers out preaching the truth like the word, like, what y'all doing? What got y'all out here? You know, what's up with this, man? Break it down for me. I'll be seeking it out. We need to see like 2/3 they about to go because we're here at the tail end of this thing, and they still not seeking truth. They seeking comfort. That Jake, they went to the baseball game with like, yeah. So they ain't looking good for the truth. Buckle down. These motherfuckers chasing birth, man.
You know they following out the Esau narrative too. That's the main thing. They fall out to the narrative of Esau and don't even realize that the narrative we got to talk about how the narrative of Esau is falling down and falling and making him look bad. And he couldn't even stop long enough to hear that anything.
Homeboy giving us like 5 of the Edomite. Everything gonna change up. They gonna feel like somebody going wrong.
Yeah, like a situation not too long ago. With some Edomites, Jake went with some Edomites to like a lake or something. Yeah. He said he didn't know how to swim and they just left him ass over. And it was like, shit. He was half had to get a little help in there from the white man.
They tell us to make a little rocket. You know he ain't got no daddy. They wasn't even his homie. That's like you got laid out there by some goddamn random Edomite. Give a damn about you. And then I blame his parents. They didn't get that little boy no whistle out of his head. Man, you should know that. You know? My children, they call them bad guys. They're not about to go nowhere with a pack of Edomites, man.
My son just recently had a basketball game. He was talking shit to him like damn guy. That's how he know. He know them damn devils. Like that is the very part when you don't teach your. That's what the scripture says. You're supposed to teach. You're supposed to train the child in the way that he should go, and he will not depart. You're supposed to let them know that they're the devil. Yeah, they might be praying, they might be giving you, they might be nice to you here and there, but no, they smile in your face and stab you in the back later on. That's how they operate. That's how they are.
I seen a little video of Eve where her little daughter just like in kindergarten or something. She was like, I don't have no friends. All the white people don't like me, mommy. And Eve over there like, it'll change and it'll be okay. And everybody like, man, tell her the truth. And they're like, no, tell her the truth. These are not your friends.
It's cool. You said you put your daughter, you gave her to the wolves. You put her in the day school. Yeah, it might be a little ghetto or whatnot, but at least you ain't got to deal with that. But Esau got a perpetual hatred towards Yahshua. See, they don't know this.
If you put him in the J school, at least she'll learn how to pick me. Them hood daycare, they'll sharpen you up real quick.
Learn fight.
Yeah. The crazy part about it is the little girl had full sister in the mom. She knew that they didn't like it.
Right.
And she over talking like, it's going to change and it'll be all right. And this and this. And you'll find friends like that.
Teaching them being up under that phone to lose.
I've seen them a lot too, man. I read this little chick. I know her daughter was, they was arguing. And her daughter, real young, probably like 5 or 7, telling her mama she ain't black. Her mama like, you are black. You are black. I came and tell her, like, man, your little girl really right. You're not black. That was black. I try to give her a little bit, you know, she threw it to the side. I'm like, dang, your little girl's strong. And that's sad. They take dang near for it.
If you really think about it, man, they come out of that pure
Man,
form.
point. She's like, my skin ain't black. His skin ain't black. Your skin ain't black. Your brother ain't black. I'm not black. I'm like, she's right. I'm like, what? They ain't black. What's all that? I tell her, you know, gave her a little bit of something. She, you know, they cast to the side.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm just like, that's how I know things are gonna change different. These youngsters are different. Yeah. They're not like the civil rights generation, that boomer generation. They real dumb. That boomer generation integrated with their enemy. I know that these youngsters now, they like the spirit is on them. They like, these holy. These people is no good. And they doing that right now without like getting no history and getting real knowledge. You know, once you study some history, they get knowledge. Like you'll see, Esau never liked the children of Israel. This dude don't put drugs in your neighborhood, Mexican people, rabbits, your grandma. You gonna need to go blend in with them? Nigga, that's retardation. Like, nah, I'm trying to get away from this dude. And at this point, he up and talk crazy. They call them niggas. Basically, they legislation about how they want to like ship us somewhere. They want to put us in jail. They want us picking apples and oranges.
I wanted to, anybody did a video. We said we should never clean the slate. Look how they fucking act now.
Meaning they want to go back to the slave. They're like openly saying it because they leaders like that. That's what they say. As the king is as the people. And he don't hide nothing. I notice he don't have no internal monologue. Whatever is on Trump's mind, he gonna blurt it out.
Like, he said that too. He was like, the only thing that can stop this is my morals. They don't have no morals. It ain't nothing gonna stop him because you don't have no morals. You eat them like you got no soul, no nothing.
And he said that verbatim. So it's like you can't dispute that. Can't nobody tell you, well, nah, he man do say it his own mouth.
What he meant was, nah, that ain't what he meant. They always try to justify to give another meaning of what somebody means, like Bill Gates. And if we get to the population of zero by this, well, he means this. You know, he want to kill your ass with a vaccine.
Straight up.
That's why the scriptures just break these devils down so perfect.
What he said now, man. And the Bible supports it, like you said, that's Zechariah 13:8. You say the wicked seek after the poor, lose the poor, the nation of Israel. So it all makes sense, man.
And every time when these devils say something that prove that they hate Israel, they always just like Akadar just said, they always try to sweeten it up. They always try to placate and make it sound like, nah, that ain't what he meant to say. This is real quick. I'm gonna bring this out. This is Psalm 55:21. And it says the words of his mouth was smoother in butter. That's how they try to placate what the devils is saying. You know, like what was that? The celebrity that blurted out the word nigga at a BET award, talk award, and they tried to say that he had Tourette's or some shit. Like that's how these devils operate, man. So they try to sweeten up what they really are. They full of shit, and they try to act like they sugar. You know what I'm saying? Put sugar on shit, right? And this is and we know it says, but war was in their heart. His word was softer than oil, yet were they drawn sword. And that's why you can't trust the devil. The scripture tells you that never trust thy enemy. Okay, so this is why a lot of the 2/3 gonna get caught up. I even seen, you know how the scriptures say nation against nation. You know, with that word nation goes with the ethno, that's where you get the word ethnicity from. Okay, and so you're gonna have Edomite versus Edomite, and then you're gonna have the 2/3 Jake versus, you know, their own kind. Okay, so that's what nation versus nation really means. It's gonna be all that chaos. It's gonna be Chinese versus black, white versus black, black on black, white on white. It's gonna be all of that. That's what's getting ready to come down the pipeline. That's the prophecy that's in the book. And you got a lot of people out here, they oblivious to that situation. They want to stay in that period of mirth. They want to stay in all of that.
Social class wars.
So, yeah.
The have versus the have not.
Right.
You know, different factions. He and ICE, he was the U.S. military, he was the National Guard,
Different religions. Yeah. Catholic. I'm Muslim. All that's what nation against nation really represent when you really dig deep into the scripture. Right? I remember that there was a video with this this 2/3 Jake, who could be a terrorist, who was talking shit to his own kind, basically saying that y'all don't want to go to war with these Edomites. They got everything that they need. He in a video with a MAGA hat on.
I see that.
He's the white man's hat. He basically he thinks the white man is his hero.
Jake got power. Yeah, I know. The Lord said all the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
Right.
It's spiritual.
Gonna turn up, but all he knows what he see. He knows tanks, jets, battleships, and he got troops. You probably look at us like y'all some broke niggas. Y'all ain't about to that bad.
That's why I love what Apostle Harwell would often say. He would say that that the race war, the hopefully black men is not going to fight in this race war. And there's a reason for that, because the hopefully black, the righteous men is going to wait on Yahweh Shah, who is where he calls Jesus Christ. Because he said that in the scripture. He said, wait ye upon me until I rise up to the plate. So that's why we're not going to be in the race war. We're not going to be fighting no race war. We're going to sit back and we're going to wait on our power to come deliver us out.
You know, like upon the earth.
Right.
Stand out the way. You know, let these people duke it out. So the Lord, give us that spiritual power. So we get that Jeremiah with that 30:7, man. We can save the battle.
And Isaiah 59:19, when the enemy come in like a flood.
The standard being lifted up. God. So we waiting on that, man. And that go for our brothers and sisters too, man. Let these people fight it out, man. Stay about that stuff, man. Stay out the way. Be prudent.
You don't social media arguing with them like this Carmelo Anthony could have been innocent and all of that. Man, the Lord judges that. It judges him and his family. They should have got right with Yahweh Shah from the beginning.
Look like a wicked family.
Right.
Got judgment. So
don't be kicking up shit with Asians and shit and
go here and fight Ling.
Yeah, the Cyrus, man.
And it's not to say, and that's the beautiful thing about this too, because even though Carmelo Anthony was very much innocent, but it's proved that this American society, this system, is not for us. It's not for us. It's not meant for us. That's why they do the things that they do, man. Every time you look up, when the Jake do the same thing, when they kill a so-called white man, the Jake get the books on that 35, 50 years. When it was so-called, matter of fact, it was another recent case where Edomite stabbed somebody to death. He got 10 years.
Those got school too.
Yeah, so this why when we read scriptures like Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, but this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you with the sword of destruction. Okay? When you're trying to merge yourself with America, aka Babylon the Great, it's going to destroy you. When you separate and cleave on to Yahweh and Yahweh, you start to be, your spirit starts to be lifted. That's a huge difference. When you rely on this system, you become bugged out. Right, you gonna die, God. And that's very important, man. That's why we out here telling you, like, hey, man, be right with y'all about to be on the top. But this is coming down. This is coming down one time.
Race runners just want to judge. That's how we're gonna get rid of a lot of people, man. They're gonna whack out 2/3.
I'm gonna go ahead and get that, man. That's just brought out Zechariah 13. Go ahead and get it to 13:7. That's Zechariah, this is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, and verse 7. And it says, awake, O sword. So this is Yahweh Shah saying, awake, O sword, which is basically saying, which basically telling you that the Lord is truly in control. He said, awake, O sword, and who got the sword, who got the blessing of the sword, is Esau, Edom, so-called white men. They are the experts of building weapons. Okay? Can't nobody outdo them in building weapons. Can't nobody outdo them in delivering death. They the experts in that. So when y'all just mentioned that's judgment, that's the Lord stirring up the devil to come take out the wicked of the nation of Israel. So he says, awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that is my fellow, says the Lord of hosts. And it says, says the Lord of hosts, and it says, smite the shepherd and the sheep shall be scattered. So, and that's a perfect example of when he says, smite the shepherd and the sheep shall be scattered, which pretty much goes back into history, like when they took out MLK, and they took out Malcolm X. That's just a perfect example of smiting the shepherd and everybody else scattered. All of the followers scattered. And that's pretty much gonna happen again. And the Lord already doing it now with the fake 2/3 Israelites that basically saying, calling on a different name. They're being smite right now. Okay? But we know, and it says, smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered, and I will turn my hand upon the little one. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, said the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And this is the 2/3 that's going to be left in the situation when this race ride kick off. The 2/3 of the nation of Israel, and so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, they're going to be caught up, and they're going to be led to that slaughter. All right, in verse 9.
I was gonna say then that the third is gonna be saved through, showing division. One side gonna get judgment, the other side gonna get salvation. There's division right there.
That's verse 9 right there. So in verse 9, and it says, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried, and they shall call on my name, how about you, Yahushua, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh is my power. And that's the difference. That's the balance that Yahushua has set up. He constantly sets that up. He often, in Proverbs 11:1, he said, a false balance is abomination to the Lord. Right? A just weight is his delight. So now we can read you the balance. The 2/3 of the nation is going to be cut off and die, while the third is going to be left there eating. The righteous, those who have that mark of Egyptian, they're going to be brought through the fire. They're going to be going through all of this chaos, and the Lord is still going to save them in the end.
That's why it's very important to get this truth, man, while you got the liberty, while you got the time. Once his word gets put up, that's the Lord gonna open up real majorly, man. All hell gonna break through. That being said, who's been edified? We give our praise for it too. Yahweh, my chef, Yahushua, my Shabbat,
Kwam Yasharala, wa Barakah, Shalom.
Kwam Yasharala, baby, Kwam Yasharala. Hey man, Shalom to the Akim Aqua on the comment board. Shalom, hey, y'all stay locked in, Yahushua put me on the way.
Hey, Tawada for tuning in.